Fixers. So this is my first podcast that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a lot more going forward. Anyway, for the Terminator, so for this series, I'm going to do a podcast once a month on the first Thursday of every month. I'll be doing a podcast. Now, in the podcast, we'll discuss the build so far, and we'll have a bit of prediction as well going forward. Now, I know some people might want me to go live, but I think this is just an easier way to get questions across as well, because I know some people find it a bit difficult and you might end up repeating yourself, so this is the way I'm doing it. So we are up to issue 20 on our Terminator build, and I've got to say it's amazing, and I don't know why it's been frustrating, especially now I'm going to get onto a lot of the subjects, but the first one I'm going to do is with the floppy fingers. So these are our fingers. Now mine are very stiff, as you can see, and I think the majority of people have got or have had a solution to this. Now some people have used blue tack, glue, and a pair of pliers, which I've used on mine. Now they have marked them, the little pegs, but I mean it is what it is. Now I think there's a bit of confusion going forward, because there was discussion of them supplying the see-through tubes for the other three fingers, so for these two and this one. There was talk of them replacing the inserts or giving them extra. Now they haven't materialised, and I think the company has gotten a little bit confused over when we'll be getting them. And now subscribers were told that they would receive them in issue 15. Now we did get a finger in issue 15, so we did get the plastic inserts, but we didn't get any extra. Now there's been a bit of a dispute over us getting them. Now I don't know whether it's customer service. You've also got to think that Hachette, D'Agostini, Eagle Master, they all outsource everything. So when you ring up the customer service line, they know about as much information as you. In some circumstances, actually you know more than they do, and they're given a script, so they don't. They just make the calls for the company. That's it. Their affiliation with the company is basically just a name. That's it. So I think they're just getting a bit confused over us getting replacements. Also as well, I wouldn't have thought they would just replace these, the little plastic sleeves, just for subscribers, as the issue was for the whole thing. So I don't think we're going to get them. If we get them, great. If we don't, I know some people will have a bit of an issue with that. I don't, and like I said, most people I think now have come up with some sort of solution to deal with that problem. But yeah, the floppy fingers are still there on some people. Like I said, there is a lot of solutions out there, so try some of them yourselves and stuff like that. But anyway, the floppy fingers, yeah. So I personally don't think that we're going to get replacements for them. We may do. I mean, they were pretty quick to realise their mistake, and that was one of their mistakes. The other one was to do with the head and the eyes. So they're quick at doing and getting the problem sorted. Now, because we've already had the three, I don't think they're gonna bother too much about that. Moving forward, it is the die-cast section. Now, I've seen on a lot of Facebook channels and on forums and stuff like that, a lot of people complaining about the amount of die-cast, or the lack of it, actually. And I've got to say that I have the cardboard insert there, and reading along the back, it just says that it's high-quality zinc and ABC parts. Now, it doesn't say that it's fully die-cast, and I've looked all of those. It does say it does contain die-cast pieces. Now, you could throw a ball up in the air with that one, because that could mean all they could do is have that piece die-cast and then say that it has die-cast pieces. I don't think it's going to be fully die-cast. In fact, we know it's not going to be fully die-cast. I think if it was fully die-cast, it would be incredibly heavy. Another thing, I think a lot of people are starting to wonder whether or not the chest will be die-cast. Now, I don't think that will, just because it's got to have a stand and stand up, and I think that it's going to be incredibly heavy, or
unable to stand on its own if it was fully die cast. Now, Sideshow, Premier One, and Hot Toys, they've all produced their own T800s, and they've all got their own problems. And one of their problems is standing up on their own. So also as well, I want to point out the stand. The stand here. Now, there wasn't early concern about the stand not being included, but it is part of the build. So it's not an added extra. You don't have to pay for extra. Subscribers are not the only ones who get that. Everyone will get this. Everyone will get the base and the stand on that. So I just want to clear that up on there. Also, as well, I want to take the head. Here we are. And this is a little bit of a prediction I think the head's going to sort of have. Now, here I think we're going to have the circuit board just here. So that looks like that's where it's going to plug into. All the wires actually go there as well. So that's where I think it will be. With this section on, there is enough room up top here for a battery pack. I think it's going to be an enclosed, self-contained unit, so there'll be no wires coming out of this going anywhere else. So I would imagine that it will have some sort of micro transmitter as well in here, so it can operate separately from the base. And having the magnetic back, which is here, which I've mentioned on my video, which are just here, we do get that in our next issue, issue 21. And so that'll be easy to take on and off to remove the battery. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be the little LR44 batteries, the little tiny batteries, or whether it'll be AA's or AAA's even. That will go on here, but something definitely does. There is definitely enough room on there for another battery pack to fit in. But as it stands, I'm loving the build at the moment. Really enjoying it. And yeah, we're just slowly plodding along. It's 120 issues, so we've still got 100 issues to go on this. Another year and a bit, so still another 2 years to go on building this. It will be, I suspect it will be absolutely awesome when it's built. And yeah, it'll just be one of the pieces to go in my collection, as you can see here. It will go up there. So I'm really loving this build. So predictions. So issue 21. Now, because I've done this video a bit late, and I will be doing another video every month on the first Thursday of every month, it means my next video will be in about 2-3 weeks time. So we know what's coming next week, so we can predict, we already know what's coming, so we'll predict the next two. So going by this, we've got some arm compartments here. Here's the magnets. I don't know if you can see that. These, I do believe, are the magnets that go in the back. The little screws will be to fit this section on here. So that's what we get in issue 21. Issue 22, my prediction for issue 22 will be probably either back to the arm or will contain the circuit board for the head. Now, in terms of the head, there is still quite a lot of work still to do. So we've still got the circuit board to go on, the back of the head, the top bit and the mask to go on as well. But not only that, we've also got little pistons that just go in here and down to here. So there's still a fair bit still to do on the head. There's a cap that I do believe goes in here. And we obviously got pipes that connect onto the back here as well, as you can see. So there's still quite a bit to do on the head. Now, what we've had is we've had 1 week of doing the head, back to the arm, head, arm, head, arm. Now, if you've ever done any part works before, there's my R2-D2 just there. I've done many. I've done the Millennium Falcon, the Mustang. Obviously, I'm doing this. So I've done quite a few of these over the years. And I can tell you now that we'll probably end up, the chest, in my prediction, the chest will probably come very near the end. Now, the reason I say that is because the arms have got to fit onto it, and so have the legs. So it probably means that we'll have the two arms, the two legs, lying around for quite a while, and the head.
before we attach any of it. Even if they do supply the chest, we probably won't attach anything to it for a while, because once this will attach obviously to the chest, then we've got wires and pipes and everything else to go in there. We've also got the base coming now. I don't know whether the base will be a separate unit just on its own, or whether it will come into 4 separate pieces and we just sort of clip it together. We've also got the stand as well. That will probably be one issue. The amount of parts, now you've got to realise that there's still 100 issues to go on this, and I think I know that some people are getting very frustrated by the amount of parts that we've got, or we're getting in this, and are they worth the $8.99? I think some issues are going to be like this one, with nothing, and we're going to have some issues with fairly bigger parts and the bigger pistons for the legs and stuff like that. So I think it sort of balances itself out, but we have still got 100 issues to go. Like I said, a long way to go. Anyway, that is it for my first podcast. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. If you leave a message on this video, I will mention it on the next podcast. If you have any questions or you want me to try and explain other things or have a look, then leave a comment down below and I will mention it, and I will try and mention as many as I can on my next podcast. Also as well, send us your predictions as well. So whatever predictions you've got, send them in, put them down below and I will read them out. Anyway, thank you for watching and we'll see you at the next one.